All right, Rock Addicts, this is DJ REM, and I have Pete from the band Yellowtooth on the line. How are you today, my friend?
Doing pretty good, boss. Doing pretty good.
Excellent. So let's start with, go ahead and mention yourself and your spot in the band and the other members.
Again, my name's Pete Clemens. I play bass and sing for Yellowtooth. We're a band out of Michigan City, Indiana, formed roughly back in 2008. On guitar, it's Henry McGinnis. We call him Stone. He's a stone-faced bastard. And on drums is Eddie Cribbs. Again, we've been jamming for a little over 4 years, I'm guessing.
Okay, very cool. And what happened to get the band started? How'd the band come to be?
Henry and Ed used to be in a band called Chronic Disorder from Michigan City, and they formed back in 91 or 92, so they had been around a long time. And I have known those guys for a good 15, 16 years, and we just started chatting one day, and I asked if they wanted to try and do just a local project, see if we can just make some noise together, because we had never jammed in all the times that we've talked and seen each other. And basically, they came over one night, we started drinking and shooting ideas around, and Yellowtooth was formed back in, I want to say, March of 2008. So,
very cool. So now that you guys are together and got this going, how often do you guys get together and practice and jam?
Originally, we were jamming 2 to 3 times a week, and we were able to produce. We were just churning out the songs, but what happened is my work schedule changed, and now I'm working shift work. And my guitar player, Henry, got a new job, and now he works shift work. So getting together happens maybe once a week or once every 10 days. So it's kind of a detriment now. It's kind of difficult to put things together because we're each on different shifts. I could be working midnights, or Henry will be working 3 to 11s. So it makes it difficult, but we're still trying to keep things going and keep it rolling.
Cool, man. Stupid jobs, you know.
Hey, believe it, I know.
What do you guys got going on right now? What have you guys been up to?
Well, we just finished the debut recording. It's called Disgust, and it was released on Orchestrated Misery Recordings. Basically, it's a album that has been in the works for a little over 3 years. I had a lot of problems occur along the line, but that's finished, and we are now starting to send out promos and get the word out about the band and start scheduling shows for hopefully up in Michigan, up by you, out in Chicago, down in Indianapolis, kind of like the tri-state area. Maybe go up to Wisconsin or whatnot and just get some things going. But that, just rehearsing when possible, just trying to get the name moving again.
Very cool. And yeah, I hope you guys do make it to Michigan. And I have to tell you, ever since Clawhammer sent me your stuff, I've been playing you guys, like I mentioned earlier, pretty much every show I do, I play you guys, and the listeners love you guys. So keep doing what you're doing, please. That's
totally great. And to everyone listening to this, support Spencer. He is the underground. You people know it. We know it. This is how we do things, by working together and getting things out there. Because, attitudes and shit just don't work in the underground.
No, attitudes just, yeah, there's nothing more to say. It doesn't work.
We won't mention that.
It doesn't work.
No, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay, so where did you guys record this album at?
Initially, we started recording in our drummer's studio. It was called Thunderfoot. And unfortunately, through a series of events, he lost the studio. And the only thing we had tracked completely were the drum tracks. So we took those and we went to a guy's studio called B&B Studios out in Port, Indiana. And it's a friend of mine. His name's Dean Tavernier. And he plays in a band called Skullview, and also now plays in a band called Stone Magnum. Dean ended up basically tracking all the guitars and everything using the existing drum tracks and piecing it together roughly over a year and a half, about a year and a half's worth of time, and trying to create this thing. So it's been an ongoing process, unfortunately.
Okay, well, the good news is it's out there now, and so I guess that'll lead to my next question, or the next area for you to cover is, where can people go to listen to the album? Where can they go to buy it? What social networks do you have out there?
We are just starting to establish some of the major things, like Amazon.com. You could find it on there. eBay, you can also find it on there. For the underground folks like me who buy from local distros, there's Curse Productions out of Elkhart, Indiana. There's Deathgasm Records. They also carry it. Metallic Media out of Illinois. It's another underground distro. And we are also starting to sell MP3s on Amazon and iTunes, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Also, you can find Yellowtooth on Facebook, and you can contact us for T-shirts and shirts and whatnot. But it's slowly getting out there. Any decibel readers, we've taken some ads out in the magazine, so you should be able to find some more information from there if you're looking. Basically, just Google Yellowtooth, and hopefully something will come up.
Cool. So I have to ask, how did you come up with the name Yellowtooth for the band?
I was playing in a band called Skullview, and we were getting ready to go to Germany. And Skullview was like an old power metal band, kind of more thrashy, I guess. And my guitarist was living with this woman, and she was just a bitch, just a miserable bitch. She got into a argument with my drummer at the time. And my drummer walked up to her and said, "Listen, you fat Yellowtooth bitch, get the fuck out of my face." And that
nice.
That name stuck in my head for years. I got to credit the drummer from Skullview, Joe Garvelia, with coming up because that is just stuck in my brain ever since then.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that story. That's awesome.
It was it would have been. I thought he was going to punch this fat bitch out, man. It was just too funny.
Okay, so what were your influences growing up? What kind of musical influences have you had in your life that made you want to do something like this?
I started listening to metal pretty early, back in 81, 82. I'm 43 now, and I grew up with Priest, Sabbath, Maiden, bands of that nature. And eventually that led me into the underground when I started hearing about Celtic Frost, Slayer, early Anthrax, early Metallica, when they were still viable bands. I mean, when they were still producing metal. And that kind of opened up the doors, and that's how I got involved in the underground. I started playing music back in 87 with a band called Carnivorous Slavis, and it was a crossover band, kind of like MOD or SOD, that kind of style. And I've been doing music ever since then, whether it's death metal. I've been in the bands called Invasion and Nocturnal Torment. I was in a couple thrash bands, Sea of Tranquility, Shades of Grey. And I've been doing music for years and years. And a lot of the underground bands are the ones that really influenced me, like Infernal Majesty and Sacrifice out of Canada, Voivod, Amorose, Oblivion. That scene is kind of what generated interest in me. I mean, as a youth, I was just so enamored by the music style that, I mean, that's what I had to do. I had to have that encompassed in my life somewhere. So
very cool. I have to tell you, some of those bands you mentioned you were in, I've heard of. So rock on, dude.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we did the Nocturnal Torment album came out last year on Deathgasm Records, and that was a band that originally formed in 1988. And I just I was a fan of theirs at the time, I ended up running into these guys at the bar back in 2008, the same time that Yellowtooth was forming, and they wanted to start jamming and do an album, and lo and behold, we finally got the Nocturnal Torment out doing that stuff. And the band Invasion is like a Swedish death metal, thrash metal style.
Uh-huh.
That started back in '89, kind of as a just a garage band. It wasn't until the mid '90s that we actually recorded something. But it's full metal all the time, and that's just the music style that I don't know. I can't get enough of, I guess. So I don't know how to explain it.
You don't need to explain it. I totally get it. I can't get enough of metal either, man.
Excuse me.
So, do you remember what the very first metal band you ever heard was?
It's a hard definition. I mean, it would have to be, if you would consider Black Sabbath metal.
Yeah, I would.
It was Sabbath. And what happened is when I was in 7th grade, my brother asked me to sing for his band. And I'd never sang before. I'd played guitar. And the songs that he played me were Iron Man and Paranoid.
Nice.
And here you got a little seventh grader singing with these kids in high school trying to, belt out words. I mean, I think that was it. That and Zeppelin, and what else did we do? We did some Cream, old Eric Clapton stuff, and that was the beginning of the end right there.
That's cool. It's funny that you mentioned 7th grade because that's when I first got into metal, and it was old Metallica and Megadeth. Those were the two that the first time I'd ever heard metal.
How old are you, Spence?
I'll be 39 in like 4 days.
Oh, good deal. You're still a youngin', man. So, and happy birthday, happy birthday, brother.
Thanks, dude. Okay, so was there anybody in your family that you kind of got some musical talent from growing up? Was there anybody else in your family that was really into music?
Actually, both my brothers were in bands. I got 2 brothers, Paul and David, and one of my sisters, Karen. She was big into Alice Cooper back in the early 70s. And my oldest brother, actually had set up a rehearsal spot in our dad's house. And mind you, I was in 4th and 5th grade. I would sit on the stairs and watch them play. And they would do like ELO, Styx, that kind of genre, Doobie Brothers, that
right.
style of classic rock. And just by sitting and watching them, I kind of, developed an interest in music. Now, my other brother, he did the same thing. He was part of the band. He was more like a roadie, but he was still in middle school, and he would help them set up and do stuff for shows. And it was kind of like a family interest. So it's been family. It's been in the family since.
Yeah, that's cool.
My mother used to sing in choir back in church, and when I was real young, she would take me up there, and we would just sit behind the choir and just sit and listen. So the music thing has always been in the family. So
yeah, definitely sounds like a passion.
It has been. It has been. It still is, because both my brothers still play. I mean, my other brother's he's in his 50s. My closest brother's late 40s, and they're all still playing. I mean, jazz bands, stuff like that nature.
Cool, man. So, what's your goal for this band? Where do you guys hope to be in a couple of years with this?
Honestly, to keep trying to do shows. Touring is out of the question for now, because I mean, the work thing just basically absorbs all our time. But just trying to get out shows and put out good material every couple of years, and just to be a nuisance. Just to let people know, hey, Yellowtooth is here. We're not going anywhere. We're all in our 40s, and we're going to be doing this for another 20 years. So,
nice.
And just to be a pain in the ass. Just to be a pain in the ass.
That's good. People will know that you exist if that's the case.
That's the goal. And the next thing is trying to get the next album out on vinyl.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
And
Definitely.
I'd be happy.
Okay, so if I grabbed your iPod, your MP3 player, however you listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
I listen to a variety of stuff. You will find the first Terrorizer album, World Downfall, on there. You will find Waylon Jennings' Greatest Hits on there. You will find some songs from Johnny Cash, Blue Oyster Cult, Cream. But, you're going to find your mainstays, like Sacrifice, Infernal Majesty. I've been on a Canadian kick lately, so that's that's been taking over, especially the Infernal Majesty album, None Shall Defy. That came out in '87, and I just cannot stop listening to that. Those the lyrics, the musicianship behind it, just a great album. Unfortunately, they succumbed to personnel problems, and after that, they were never the same. But that first album just slayed. But trying to think what else. Whiplash. I don't know if you're familiar with them from New Jersey.
Yep, definitely.
Ticket to Mayhem. Just a great album. Insult to Injury. When they actually hired a singer, they brought in a new singer and changed the sound, but just a great thrash album. So I could go on for all the different bands. I love Swedish death metal. Grave, a band called Uncanny, who ended up becoming I can't think of what the members morphed into, but they released an album called Splenium for Nectophobia. The band's name is Uncanny, and if you like Swedish death metal, find it.
Yeah, I think I have some of their stuff actually.
Uncanny, just phenomenal, just a great band. You're making me think now. Back when I saw, back in '87, I think it was Exodus, Anthrax, and Celtic Frost. And then a year later, I saw At War, and it was supposed to be Hallow's Eve, but they didn't play. But Dan, you're churning up some memories now, Spence. Goddamn, man.
That's good. That's good. That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, there's if anyone's looking for copies of the CD, like I said, you can find them. You can go on Amazon or eBay. They're available, or you can contact any member of the band. We're all on Facebook. Pretty much gave up on MySpace.
Yeah, everybody has.
No. What the hell happened to them?
I have no idea. It's funny because they changed their format kind of, and it was really, I know for me it was like really laggy and slow, and it was really hard to even navigate because everything was just so slow on it. Yeah. And then everybody navigated to Facebook, and now everybody's mad at Facebook. It's you can't win.
Because originally we had set up the Yellowtooth MySpace page. That was the first page. And I've had nothing but problems with it. I went to Bandcamp and set up a Yellowtooth at Bandcamp. Yellowtooth is Serial Killer. So if anyone wants to hear any of their songs first, you can find that at Serial Killer / Yellowtooth. But I gave up on MySpace. I mean, I've been trying to update the album, and it just won't accept pictures or anything anymore.
Yeah, that's so good. Are you guys on Reverb Nation?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
I find a lot of bands from there. That's why I was just curious to make sure you were there.
I forgot all about that one.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so a couple last questions. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a show?
Craziest thing. I was dropped on the back of my head and got a concussion.
Oh, nice.
I jumped off. It was Cro-Mag's Destruction show in Chicago, and you had half long hairs, half skinheads, and I was crowd surfing, and they took me and they threw me into the base of the bar.
Oh, nice.
Where that bar is at the very bottom, that like you set your feet on.
Right. Yep.
And I cracked my skull open on that. That was.
Okay, that fits in crazy.
I wasn't sure if it was the alcohol or the concussion that was causing blurry vision for a while. But
right.
That was probably the craziest thing. I mean, I've seen a lot of the crazy shit, but
right. Okay. Anything else you would like to tell the world, everybody that's going to listen to this interview? And just FYI, sometime this week this will be uploaded to YouTube, and then I'll share the link on your Facebook page, and I'll send it to Clawhammer, etc.
You know what? All I can say is just check out Yellowtooth. You can find us, like I said, on Stereo Killer, Reverb Nation, Bandcamp. Some of the older songs are on MySpace, and we have uploaded a couple live show videos onto YouTube. So just take a listen. It's a mix of, I don't know, stoner, sludge, doom, or what have you. It's not blazing death metal, but it's good shit. It's enjoyable shit to play, and it's fun. I mean, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We're just trying to have a good time, drink beers, just kick back and enjoy. So, to all listeners, check it out.
And I totally second that and agree. You guys shred. Love you guys. And if you're listening to this interview and you want to hear them, come to rockaddictradio.com and request them, and you will get to hear them. That's how we roll.
Well, I appreciate the interview, Spence. And sir, if you ever need anything, do not hesitate to ask, man.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you calling and taking the time. You're not off the hook yet, though. I have one last thing to ask you to do for me.
Sure.
If you wouldn't mind making a couple of radio tags so we can play them on the station.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all.
So the first one, you can say your name, and and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
Hey, this is Pete from Yellowtooth. You're listening to rockaddictradio.com. Check it out.
Perfect. And then the second one, the same thing, but throw in there that you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
Hey, this is Pete from Yellowtooth. You're listening to DJ REM from rockaddictradio.com.
Okay, perfect, man. Totally appreciate it. I'll text you my address, and I will be on the lookout to see when you guys are coming to Michigan. Because if you guys come to Michigan, I will find you and hook up with you. Are you
on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Is it under Rock Addict Radio or?
No, it's just my real name's Spencer Streeter, and it's just Spencer Streeter.
All right, Spence. I will track you down here as soon as I get back to the house, man.
Okay, sounds good. And you can also, if you for whatever reason, if you have trouble, if you just go to www.djremstudios.com, that'll take you to my my Facebook DJ page.
Okay.
So you can also find me there too.
All right, sir. You know what? I will track you down, and I'll get your CD in the mail here in the next week.
Okay, sounds cool, dude. Have a great holiday weekend, man.
Hey, thanks, Spencer. You too, brother.
Okay, take care. Bye.